This is a character who kind of uses her feminine wiles to buttress her assassin's, calling or whatever.
Right.
And what was it like to direct a fairly explicit, albeit very awkward sex scene between Lauren and the incomparable Louis Bryan?
That was everything about that character, because I don't write a lot of women. So, and I'm always nervous that I'm making them just like any other woman. So I wrote it, and I was writing it, and then I'm gonna make her this prostitute, and so I wrote it, and I was like, this is funny. But then I was like, as I really looked at it, I was like, Lauren would be perfect for this, and I'd wanted to do something with her for quite some time, and so I was really nervous about even presenting it to her. I was like, it's like, if you don't want to do it, I basically, it's like, if you want to do it, if you think it's too much, but I think it's pretty funny, and we can set up parameters of it and this and that. And so she made it. She was like, oh no, that's fine. It isn't something that I think is too crazy. And then the day of the shoot, it's now awkward again, because now it's one thing we did do is we had a rehearsal. We didn't rehearse at all with anybody else.
Yeah.
That one we did have a rehearsal. We got to meet, talk. She just sees, hey, this isn't a bad guy, and so that, I think, really, that first initial meeting really helped. And so, but the day of it was very nerve-wracking again, but she was just all in, so it didn't really, I think she was trying to calm me down more, and then because we had a cameraman on the shoot also, and I was like, I don't know if we want to take pictures in here while this is going on, and she was like, of course, yeah, that's fine, it's being filmed, what's the hell's the difference? And so I think, the amount of people in the room, and then Louis is so crazy. I mean, he's you just look at him and you just start laughing already. And so, but what she was doing on the bed, just so unconcerned, with having sex at the time, just was her face was just priceless,
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, baby, and all that. I mean, yeah, it was pretty awesome, but yeah, she really was just all in and really made all that happen, because I didn't know. I mean, first time directing, I certainly had never done a sex scene, and this was just so awkward, and some of it was just so. I mean, we were walking around the room, we could not be in there with Louis, and it was just so funny.
Yeah.
It was just it was so ridiculous that we were gonna blow tanks. So I think the last once I saw a take that I liked, I had to leave. And then we changed angles because it was just too much. It was just too funny. So there was nothing, I don't know how it is on other sets, and maybe if it's a romantic movie or something, but ours was easy to do because it was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, and also in that same vein, Lauren really, just from her wardrobe choices to her makeup, she'd given herself tattoos and all this weird stuff that she was doing. I mean, she really, really embodied this character.
Oh, she made that a lot more class, the way she sat, just and you're just dude, she is not a take home the mom type of girl, It was she just went all in and ripped pantyhose and all that, just, oh man, she was just her makeup, none of that was all. That was another thing to get her to be more comfortable. You can do whatever you want as far as, so I didn't really know what she was going to look like, and then she sent me a picture. And I was like, there it is. I was like, that is it. When she sent me a picture of her just in her house, I was like, that is perfect. That's just amazing.
Well, and I know in Elvis's interview, he was talking about the amount of freedom that you granted to your cast, and he thought that was a really incredible thing, to be able to take a character and really run with it. Were there any points at which you felt like you really needed to rein in your cast and just say, hey, man, you guys maybe went just a little bit too far, let's kind of get back on the same page, or I mean, there's a certain amount of freedom, but there's also a certain amount of autonomy that you have to have as the director.
Right. I think in maybe some of the ensemble stuff, because you guys were just you guys clicked so well. So okay, we gotta stop joking now because we do have to get these shots in, that kind of stuff. Because you guys were just having a great time off to the side, and especially it was the worst when we had to do something with like one person, like outside, and you guys were just stuck in the room. By the time we got back to the room, you guys were just full on, like laughing and joking and stuff, and then we'd come in and we're joking with you guys too, and then it's like, oh, we gotta get going. So that was some of the stuff. I mean, I can't think of any. I know there was a couple, but I still wanted to see it. The stuff that, once we got a take or two or whatever, and then or maybe on the first take or two, you guys went and did something that I wasn't necessarily feeling. I still wanted to see that kind of stuff. So it was a fine line to walk as far as like, I know I want this to be this way. Like I think it was we had one Jesse's scene on the couch when he's delivering his speech was tough because Jesse was somebody that came on very, very late. And so I think he really, it was almost, he was stumbling, the character was there. He was kind of stumbling over some of the lines, and that did have to be kind of said as written. It was so specific to it. We had already filmed Alyssa, so he really had to say it word for word. And I think he was getting caught up in that, and then so maybe he was losing the character a little bit, and so like we had to stop. And I think Chris talked to him and was like, "Dude, relax. Everyone else has had this thing for months.
Yeah.
You got it 3 days ago. You're good, dude. You're not hurt." And I think because he thought like, "Oh God, we gotta get this done. I'm fucking up this. I'm pushing them back in hours, and like it's like no, we're gonna get it." And after Chris talked to him, then he came out and hammered like 2 or 3 just perfect ones. I mean, it was that was really cool to see. But it was like, dude, you just got the thing. I was shocked what he knew. Like I was surprised what he had committed to memory.
Yeah.
I mean, he just got it. That was a big, meaty speech.
It was massive.
So he was pretty amazing on that. So, but yeah, that was probably the only other time where, things were just getting at him. But once Chris Clancy talked to him, then it was
smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's 2:30 now. Do you think has she called you? Just check.
It's 2:30.